The Giannis trade is finally happening, but I gotta say, this is the most annoying way possible. The most Giannis thing ever. If we have learned one thing, it's that Giannis cannot be straightforward about what he wants. Been an annoying drip for years. So he deletes nearly all his social media posts about the Bucks yesterday. So passive aggressive and petty. Then finally, next day, Shams, Giannis and his agent have started conversations with the Milwaukee Bucks about the two-time NBA MVP's future and discussing whether his best fit is staying or elsewhere. A resolution is expected in the coming weeks. Okay, so I have to point out, yet again, that is not a trade demand by Giannis. It's a he's having conversations update. My God, dude, just make up your mind. You have had years to think about this. What else is there to discuss? In fact, the way Giannis leaked this to Shams is just vague enough that he could walk it back if they go on a winning streak, which is so freaking annoying and passive aggressive. Just say what you mean. Now, I wouldn't say that a Giannis trade is coming, if not for that last sentence. A resolution is expected in the coming weeks. So, in the next 2 weeks, I fully expect Giannis to be on his way to another team. But where? Actually, only one team really makes sense. But I've been playing PrizePicks all season, and yes, we have won a lot, but every single night, win or lose, I am having more fun watching these games, especially on some of these games. The NBA Cup has been going on, and we've had like 14 Cup games on the same night. I'm locked in when I put in my picks like it's the NBA Finals. I love how easy the app is to use. I just pick more or less on a few player stats, and I've got my picks locked in. Like my picks for tonight, all NFL, because this video is coming out late. Patrick Mahomes, less on his interceptions than Baker Mayfield, less on his interceptions. And best of luck if you were tailing those picks. PrizePicks now available in 45 states, like Texas where I live, or California. And if it's your first time signing up, nothing helps out the channel more than using promo code AMHOOPS. When you do that, if you play just $5, you get $50 in lineups instantly, win or lose. That is code AMHOOPS. But Giannis is doing this at the worst possible time. Because of the new CBA, very few teams can actually trade for him in season. Because teams have to make every dollar count, but there are more dollars in the off season. Reason is that free agents come off the books, which loosens things up all over the place, opens up the market. But now, dude is so limited on where he can go. That is why I think only one team is truly the final landing spot. So why now? Why can't Giannis wait until after the season? Well, a lot of people said after the social media thing, whatever, last time we did this 2020 unfollowed everyone, next year we won the title. Yeah, it means nothing. Bucks fans, first stage of grief is denial, but the message here was clear. He deleted all Bucks pictures except for ones with trophies. I do not view myself as a Buck for life, but a champion. And on this team, they started 7-4 out the gate. Big leaps from Ryan Rollins, other young guys. But then it happened. Giannis got hurt and exposed the crap out of the roster. Now 9-13, 11th in the East. That is salvageable, but losing to the Wizards without even Alex Sarr is concerning. And it must have really hurt for Giannis to see his old teammate Chris Middleton hit big shot after big shot late. But during their 7-game losing streak, Giannis called out teammates. Nobody should have a personal agenda. Nobody should be worrying about what they want for themselves. The more we can win games, the more everything takes care of itself. I'm sorry, who has personal agendas on this team? This is like Giannis and the sidekicks. What kind of personal agendas could anyone have? Kyle Kuzma? Who is he talking about? But beyond that, Giannis just looks miserable. Body language bad, but do you remember what happened this offseason? When Brian Windhorst was asked about this on radio, he said the quiet part out loud.
The Bucks called the Knicks and asked for an offer for Giannis, okay?
And?
Because Giannis said, I want to be a Knick. So people were like, oh my God, he deleted a photo from May where he had a Bucks logo.
Yeah.
Guys, he asked to be traded already.
Yeah.
Exactly. Dude went to the Bucks already and said, I want to be a Knick, if anything. So the Bucks call the Knicks and say, hey, make us an offer, which wasn't good enough. Then I kind of feel bad for Shams because he gets a hold of this information, says, hey, big things are coming. Then he got slammed when nothing happens. Tricked by Giannis again. But all this goes back to Giannis's inability to be disliked. He is sneaking around like this because he wants Bucks fans to love him. But sorry, you cannot have it both ways. It actually looks worse. when dude tells Greek reporters this summer, "I don't think that I would ever text and ask for a trade. I am not that kind of guy. They would have to kick me out." And at the exact same time, he is asking to be traded to the Knicks? I'm sorry, if I'm a Bucks fan, I wouldn't be defending him. I would be over his mind games. So where is he gonna go? Well, some reports say, oh, Giannis and the Knicks have mutual interests, but that ship sailed a long time ago. Remember, the Knicks already called the Bucks, offered probably Karl Anthony Towns, and Milwaukee said no, as they should. Cat plus Miles Turner ain't a rebuild, it's ridiculous. So instead, let's go over the realistic trade candidates, plus the most likely landing spot for Giannis. But first, you have to look at who has the Bucks picks that they can get back, because they do want to rebuild. And you quickly see one name over and over. It's the Blazers. Control 3 Bucks first. So any trade out there might include Portland, like the Hawks get Giannis and Drew Holiday, Bucks get Kristaps Porzingis, Scoot Henderson, and control of 3 first-round picks, including 2 of their own. Blazers get Trae Young and a very valuable first. So the Hawks get Giannis to add to their awesome young roster. Bucks get 2 of their own picks back, plus that possible #1 overall from the Pelicans and a young Scoot Henderson. Blazers get Trae to boost their playoff chances with their young squad and a very valuable 2028 pick. But this is complicated. What about something more simple? Can you imagine Luka Doncic and Giannis together? Now, LA's got cap space to sign Giannis as a free agent in 2027, but a trade is more tricky. See, if Giannis had waited till the offseason, the Lakers would have 3 picks outright to deal. Instead, they only have 1. Gotta be swaps. That's why doing this now is dumb. Their best package is Lakers get Giannis and Thanasis for Austin Reeves, Rui, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, the young Adu rookie everyone's excited about, 1 pick and 2 swaps. Now, a third team might be needed here to take some of these players like Gabe and Vando, but this is AR-15, Adu, and control of 3 Laker picks. But I think by far, the best package that the Bucks would actually accept is San Antonio. Giannis and Victor Wembanyama together. 2 bigs, but Wemby has shown that he is a good enough shooter to space the floor and make it work. In fact, one of the few teams where Giannis wouldn't be the best player on many nights. But the reason it's so likely is this. SA has 2 killer young guys that the Bucks would want. Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle. Would be very hard to compete with either of those guys as the centerpiece to a trade. So the deal, Spurs get Giannis for Dylan Harper, Kelly Olynyk, Harrison Barnes, control of 4 first-round picks. And never mind that those are all insanely valuable picks. But Spurs fans actually say no. That's how you know it's a good trade. They would much rather keep Harper and trade Castle, but that's actually why this works. If the whole NBA is bidding, you have to get uncomfortable to win this deal. Otherwise, what are we doing? Yes, if the Bucks take Stephon Castle, you do it. But if they say Dylan Harper or no deal, are you going to turn down prime Giannis? Really, Spurs fans? We have no idea how good Harper might eventually be 6 years from now. Giannis is top 3. Now, I didn't put Houston in this because they're already locked into their squad. That could change this offseason, but apparently we're doing this now. So I fully expect a Giannis trade, and if the Spurs want it, the Greek freak is theirs. But what's going on with Chris Paul? Because on the same day this Giannis stuff, we got big CP news. Apparently Clippers didn't like his leadership style, but it turns out there's a lot more to this story than they're telling us.